questions are swirling about whether or not President Biden will cancel student debt. At a CNN town hall in Wisconsin earlier this week, Biden threw cold water on efforts by progressive Democrats and student loan borrower advocates to convince him to cancel $50,000 in student loan debt through executive action, saying bluntly that he would not make that happen. But Biden did not close the door on student loan forgiveness. At the same town hall event, the president reiterated his support for writing off $10,000 in student loan debt for borrowers. And while he suggested that his objection to a higher amount of student loan forgiveness was due to his concern that the benefits would skew towards borrowers who attended elite private institutions, he did not completely reject an amount of student loan forgiveness higher than $10,000, nor did he outright reject the notion of using executive authority to cancel student debt. So where exactly does President Biden stand on this issue? Will he actually proceed in canceling student debt? The answer will probably come down to three factors. Biden has expressed a clear, consistent preference that student loan forgiveness be enacted through congressional legislation. Canceling student debt through legislation would likely have a firmer legal foundation than doing so through executive action, and would also legitimize the policy by getting buy-in from another co-equal branch of government. Congressional Democrats have been supportive of broad student loan forgiveness. With Democratic control of both the House and the Senate, broad student loan forgiveness is possible. Last year, House Democrats previously passed legislation that would provide for $10,000 in student loan forgiveness for economically distressed borrowers. The Student Debt Emergency Relief Act, sponsored by Representative Ayanna Pressley, DMA, would have provided $30,000 in across-the-board federal student loan forgiveness for all student loan borrowers. And the Jobs and Justice Act of 2020, sponsored by the Congressional Black Caucus, proposed $50,000 in across-the-board federal student loan forgiveness for all student loan borrowers, mirroring a similar proposal by some Senate Democrats. But legislative success in Congress is far from guaranteed. Republicans have largely opposed broad student loan forgiveness, and an ambitious bill canceling a large amount of student loan debt would be unlikely to overcome an expected filibuster in the Senate. 10 Republican senators would have to join all Democrats in that scenario to pass a bill. Furthermore, it is unclear if even moderate Democrats in the Senate would support broad student loan forgiveness, which could mean that there would be no majority at all in the Senate to support such a measure, notwithstanding the filibuster. While President Biden has publicly expressed skepticism and reluctance to cancel any amount of student loan debt through executive action, he hasn't completely ruled it out, either.